You're listening to AFL Nation for Macca's new chicken tenders, made for snacking.
This is the Choices Flooring halftime floor show for Choices Flooring. For the floor you've been searching for, visit choicesflooring.com.au. It's halftime at the MCG. And after a much more spirited performance from the Blues in the second quarter, it's Essendon 5-8-38, leading Carlton 4-4-28. Let's take you around the grounds thanks to Aviator X Pro from Bayer. And Aviator X Pro is the new canola foliar fungicide from Bayer. And the Giants, after that very slow start where Melbourne kicked the first 3 goals of the game, have since put Melbourne to the sword. And in light of the fact that the Demons got beaten last week in Tassie, they can't afford to drop another one here. Otherwise, their finals chances could be in jeopardy depending on the other results. Giants at 12-8-80, Melbourne 7-1-43. So the margin's 37, and it is 13 minutes into the second quarter. And just some good news, Wolsey. Stephen Cornelio back into the team after injury, has got a game-high 19 disposals for the Giants so far. And just having a look for Brett Delidio as well. He's just had the 5 disposals so far, but has kicked a goal. So both of those boys, good to see them back in the team.
Absolutely. And I've just saw something there, Pete, on the replay. And the big mummy has cleaned up Gawn.
Oh, yeah.
In the centre bounce.
Mummified.
He's mummified him with what looked like a shoulder to the head.
Oh,
and Big Maxie stayed down for the count. Have a look at this, boys.
Oh, he's gone. Mummy's gone.
Max,
Oh, that's weeks.
Max is out of trouble. Max is out of a couple of nice knock, but he's going to get a...
Oh, that's a couple of weeks minimum.
Minimum too, I would have thought. Three probably being nice, to be fair.
Just looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay, he's come in with the elbow raised. Luckily, he didn't hit him with the elbow. He's hit him with the point of the shoulder.
Almost like a rugby league shoulder charge.
Yes, but
he's gone straight at him.
Yeah.
He dropped the elbow, thank God, and caught him with the shoulder and put him down for a good 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I think the big mummy's in a bit of stride.
Might have just saved himself 2 weeks, Pickers, by hitting him with the shoulder and not the elbow.
If you hit him with the elbow, that's the 6 week.
Giant story this year. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they can't get any consistency whatsoever.
Well, injuries, suspensions, they've been an undisciplined team all year, but they are playing pretty good footy today, so their footy that they've played so far that we've seen.
Toby Green comes back next week. Rob, would you put him back in the team straight away, or would you give him another week to tell him to clean up his act? I can't afford to at this time of year.
Well, it's an awkward one because they need him out there, but he also needs to learn a lesson. He seems to be a slow learner.
All right, half-time here at the MCG, and we're about to get underway again. Don't forget the Draft Stars app, and the Draft Stars huge $500,000 AFL contest kicks off Sunday at 1:10 p.m. And you can use the quick draft tool. It's a fun way to generate a lineup in seconds using data to give you a competitive lineup. 18 plus, gamble responsibly. If gambling is a problem for you, call Gamblers Help on 1-800-858-858, and you can join the thousands of Victorians every year who cut their betting with Gamblers Help. It's free, confidential, and it works. Search online for Gamblers Help. Pick us just before it gets underway. Your quick thoughts on what was a scrappy first half at times, but we've got a contest on our hands.
Oh, we have, and that's the last thing Essendon wanted. With Fantasia out of the side, they didn't want to have a slow, old, scrappy game, and it's now going to suit Carlton, I think.
Well, the Bombers are going to take the game on, take some risks, and try and blow the Blues away. Down it goes to start the third quarter. Oh, the umpire goes down. Umpire shies and spit the dust.
No, that's Sam Hay.
Oh, I'm making it up. Don't spoil the good moment. It's all about the theatre.
Never let the facts stand in the way of a good story.
Oh, you ruined my moment. You caught me out. Fair enough. We're going to have a bit of fun. So, from the stoppage, it's still in the middle of the MCG. Collier's there. Got it, lost it, picked it up again, threw it out to Merritt. Got away with that one. And there is Curnow. Gibbs lays the tackle. Hacked out of... off the ground by Myers, I think it was. It spills to Green. Green puts boot to ball. It wobbles towards goal. It's bouncing. The race is on. It's Danaher there against Plowman. The ball's still alive. Danaher lays the tackle. So does Tipperwoody. Magnificent hard tackle. The ball's still alive in the forward pocket. Now it's quickly kicked out by Bokhorst.
Deliberate.
The umpire says deliberate.
Yeah, I just don't know how what do they think the players can do in that situation?
So it's a free kick going to Hooker, and he's on the boundary line about 40 metres out in the southern stand forward pocket of the city end. So it'll suit his right side. He'll try and probably hook this around if he can. Cale Hooker. He's kicked one. Drop punt on its way. Across the face. And through for one behind. He's got 1-2 for the afternoon. And Essendon move on to 5-9-39. Carlton 4-4-28. 1.5 gone in this third quarter on the Toyota Peter Donegan Good for Footy scoreboard.
They are indeed, Stephen Quartermain. It's Cade Simpson with the football at the city end of the ground, and he's going to go straight up the guts to a one-on-one. Casbolt flies, knocked away by Hartley. Down it comes to Parrish. Handball was good to Stewart, to Heppel. Heppel uses Merritt. Merritt off 40, off the left, misses to the right. So they have not kicked a goal since the 20-minute mark of the first quarter, Essendon. And since then, it's been all Carlton in general play. 4-4-28 to 5-10-40. Margin is 2 goals. 2 minutes on the Ray White clock in this second half, in the third quarter, as the short kick comes in from Simpson to Gibbs, back to Simpson, looks for Plowman, and he takes a nice mark despite being off balance, and he wants to move it on quickly, and that's what the Blues do.
He kicks in the direction of Wright, who's been good. Throws the ball onto the boot, wobbles towards half forward. Silvani's there, so is Gleeson for Essendon, and Fisher for Carlton. Gleeson gets there first, picks it up. Wasn't a great handle to Collier off his leg, and it's out on the full.
Yeah, and Jack Silvani will take the free kick about 60 metres out. Let's see who his targets are. Casbolt.
Yep.
Silvani in the direction of Casbolt. Went out one-handed. Spills to Petreski-Seaton. Got it off to Gibbs. He blazes away at goal and kicks it out of bounds on the full. And it's a free kick in the back pocket going to the Bombers.
And Armfield's got the job on McDonald, Tip and Woody. And I reckon there's probably a good matchup because he should match him for strength.
Brendan Goddard's got it in the back pocket at the punt road end of the ground. Plenty jumping. Who's on the deck as the ball comes down? Heppel applying a tackle. Blind side of the umpire. It might have been just a little high, but that time he decides to let it go for a couple of seconds before crossing himself and saying, "I'll have it, boys."
Tell you what, Essendon don't want to allow Carlton this first goal of the third quarter. That would give them a real sniff, whereas if it goes the other way, a 3-goal buffer's a nice one for Essendon.
Doherty clever, releasing handball. Petreski-Seaton off to Armfield, running off the man that he's guarding, kicking towards Casbolt, who did very well. He came from behind Hartley and then knocked the ball to the ground. Unfortunately for him, another free kick has been given away, and it's going to go to Bagguley, but that was really good from Levi.
He did do that.
Hang on. Petreski-Seaton's been thrown to ground. I reckon this will be reversed.
And that was Parrish, I think, who was in the area.
Yeah,
no, it was Bell Chambers, I think.
Bell Chambers, was it?
70 metres off the ball, and Petreski-Seaton has been slung into the ground, and it'll be reversed. It'll be a Carlton free kick. And the man with the footy is probably the man who you want to have the footy, if you're right. Because
the free kick will be taken where the original free kick was going to be given. And so that's 30 metres out straight in front of goal. So this should be a soda for the leading goal kicker. And if he kicks it, they're back within a goal again. Matthew Wright, Bendix breaks, big moment here early in the third quarter. And the goal umpire doesn't move. That is very costly from Tom Bell Chambers, giving away a free kick when the Bombers had possession of the footy at half back. And he owes his team now. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard. Essendon 5-10-40. Carlton 5-4-34.
Oh, it's just dumb, isn't it? It's absolutely dumb. They were about to take it out of defence, and he's just right in front of the umpire.
Yeah, he just dragged him.
Throws this.
Look at the runner. The Carlton runner was right next to us. Hey, what about the free kick?
What about that? That's a Bendix breaks big moment, all right.
Doesn't do the reputation of Ruckman any good, does it?
No, it does not. Mummy's not helping things up at Canberra either.
That's a coach killer, that one.
Matthew Wright now has kicked the last 3 goals of the game, Quarters.
Yep, and it's just 1 goal the diff. Essendon 5-10, Carlton 5-4. 5 minutes gone on the Ray White clock in the third term. Bell Chambers rose high, got the tap in the direction of Myers, but Gibbs there to spoil the party for Carlton.
Back.
Almost a free kick to Bocors for a push. Umpire let it go. Essendon work it inside 50. Jones in front. Can't take the mark. Good harassment from Danaher. He gathers the footy. Shoots for goal and misses to the left. 2 goals, 1 this afternoon for Joe Danaher. Started like a house on fire. Kicked 2 early first quarter goals, but it's been pretty quiet since. Essendon lead by 7 points. Yeah,
it's interesting, isn't it? Jones has done a good job, and Leadering's done a really good job on hooker since quarter time as well.
Doherty with a short kick into Armfield, who in turn goes short to Plowman, but they've got it outside the 50-metre arc they're defending at the city end of the ground. Essendon just needing to find something here because Carlton in general play have had the better of it since quarter time. Little nudge from Goddard was an educated one. He got away with it. Nudged Curnow underneath the football and took the mark.
And made sure he hasn't been able to sit across half-back since quarter time as well. Getting easy kicks.
Goddard will just go an up and under ball towards the 50. Liam Jones with a big fly at the back. Look up and lead mark of the day. Contender. Was that 15 as he went to Boakhorst, and now Joe Danaher comes in and puts him to the ground. Didn't appear to be much in it. It's going to be a 50-metre penalty though, and they're just doing a few undisciplined things at the moment, the Bombers. And Carlton are holding their nerve.
Joe's best bet to get out of there. He's having a really good season. He was allowed to. He went for the ball. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. It's a bit high.
Oh,
and then again,
got an ear massage there.
A bit of a forearm to the back of the scone.
And so now Boakhorst takes the 50-metre penalty and plays on and kicks over the head of Hartley. The man of the moment, Matt Wright's getting back there. Daisy Thomas from the pocket. Disciplined kick towards Curnow, who flew with Ambrose. And the ball spills out of bounds before Jack Silvani can do anything about it.
Gee, it was a good kick by Daisy Thomas. He was going flat check towards the fence and was able to hook it across the front of the goal square.
Just saw the Chemist Warehouse replay. That was the old make 'em earn it.
Pretty nasty one, wasn't it? You get the elbow raised there, sort of slid off the shoulder into the head. So one there look at. Hopefully no problems for Danaher. It's inside Carlton's attacking 50. Kerridge got it out to right. Handball's out here to Smets, got a stat. Gives it to Thomas, who kicks to the tip of the goal square. Silvani's there with Gleeson. Neither can snaffle it. And Casbolt makes sure he sees the footy over the line for a throw in. Punt road end forward pocket. Essendon lead by 7 points over the Blues. 7.5 gone third quarter. Game on here. A must-win game for the Bombers if they want to play finals.
Simmons home stats 21-13. The clearance is in favour of the Blues.
Cruiser the tap. Spills to Gibbs. Handballs backwards to Boakhorst. Gives it to Curnow. Curnow back to Jones. Got the fumbles but picked it up now. Puts Carlton back inside 50. Casbolt with strength almost took the one-hander. Picked up by Hurley and just bangs it outside 50.
And now it's a foot race and Carlton will win it because they've got the numbers. Simpson will be first there. Could have been Armfield. Oh, that's a terrible kick from Kate Simpson. Non-preferred right foot. And he's coughed it up and given it to Cale Hooker, who takes his time and sends it out wide to Parrish.
That was just inferred pressure from McDonald Tippenwoody then.
It's been that sort of day. Lots of turnovers in the game. Goddard barking the instructions. Now he's saying, kick it to me 15 if you like. Parrish said no. Or kick it 40 metres further than that. And Wiedering takes an uncontested mark. Danaher wrestling with Jones. Hooker didn't get in the contest. Wiedering pinpoints the pass. Simpson this time will go on his favoured left foot after coughing it up with his non-preferred a moment ago. Should be told to play on. Now he is. And into the middle he goes and finds Plowman. Plowman laterally, in fact a little bit backwards to Armfield. Can they set something up here? Armfield's kick down at the feet of Petrevski-Seton. Turnover. Howlett had it for a while, did well. Ad-libbed a kick to Stewart, to Bell-Chambers. Now ducking and weaving around. The Bombers able to get it out through Myers and then Bell-Chambers, and he's just tumbled the ball inside 50. Did not look, and Wiedering was the only one there for Carlton, and now they're out.
Tommy Bell-Chambers, that was an awful kick. It's a bad turnover as Murphy pops one over the top by hand. Kerridge just gets boot to ball.
Well done, Silvani.
Well done, Silvani. Great little trap, and now he handballs back to Murphy, gives it back to Silvani. Swings onto the left boot, measures the kick. Couldn't find a teammate in Lamb. Now he gets it, puts out the don't argue, throws it on the left boot. Oh, it's a goal! That is a magnificent goal. That is a Coates Hire goal of the day. They worked hard for it, Carlton, but Lamb made something out of nothing. And it is a 1-point ball game. Essendon 5-11 have not kicked a goal since the first quarter. Carlton 6-4-40. 10 minutes gone, third term on the Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
What about the Silvani smother? He just killed the ball, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got a grubber, land about a metre in front of him, and he just threw himself on the ball, just killed the bounce, and was able to recover, get the handball off. Essendon look absolutely rattled.
They do. They sure do. And they have not kicked a goal. So Carlton have kicked the last 6. Is that right?
Correct. They haven't kicked a goal since the first quarter.
20-minute mark of the first quarter.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's AFL Nation, and just on the Chemist Warehouse replay
Having
screen,
a giggle at the coach.
Brendan Bolton did give a very good cook to Kate Simpson after he coughed that ball up. That was one of the all-timers. Luckily, he had his hand over his mouth so he couldn't see what he was saying, unlike Brad Scott a couple of weeks ago. From the middle, it's Zaharakis who takes it. Simpson went to go back with a flight. It went over his head, but he finishes up staying on the deck and recovering and getting it to Boakhorst, who goes wide to Pickett. Attention from Gleeson comes from behind. Down they go, holding the ball call from the Carlton supporters. Umpire Housen comes in and says, I'll put it in the air after the tackle from Hurley.
You sure that's umpire Housen, Pete?
It is umpire Housen, number 5, along with Sam Hay and Simon Meredith.
Tell you who's running hot for Ream is Sam Petrevski-Seton. Very, very good this quarter, up to 15 touches.
In the afternoon sunshine, almost a dead heat between Cruiser and Bellchambers. Merritt's got it for Essendon. He's not going anywhere. Ball comes out though. Parrish, hot handball. Collier had a little fit of the fumbles. Good protection from Parrish. Allows Collier to kick up the line and quite possibly over it. It is out of bounds on the full. So they are not hitting their targets. Their endeavour is being outdone by Carlton. The Blues at the moment have it, but they need to sharpen up on their disposals.
Terrible kick by Plowman to Kerridge, or was it Marchbank? Might have been Marchbank.
He's looked a bit shaky today.
Yeah, Marchbank looks as if the season should end. He just looks absolutely worn out.
And
socks are down, long sleeve jumper, bent over. He's knackered.
Kerridge couldn't take the mark, and now we have a stoppage. Cruiser got the tap to Murphy, who somehow got the handball back to Cruiser. Kicks to half forward. Now Wright was wrestling with Gleeson, and Gleeson won that little one-on-one. He's awarded the free kick at half-back for Essendon. Gleeson kicks beautifully to Heppel. Gee, threaded the eye of the needle there, and he found his skipper at centre half forward. Heppel wastes no time, goes back, kicks to the big man. Up it goes, Danaher, third man up, can't take the mark. Simpson overran it, spills to Parrish. Parrish handballs to Green, kicks the banana towards goal, and he's missed. One behind at Josh Green. He's got 1 goal, 3 for the afternoon. And it's Essendon, 5-12-42. Carlton, 6-4-40. 12.5 gone third term on the Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
When they kicked their last point, Donners?
I'll check on that in a moment because I was just thinking the same thing.
I think they were like 5 goals, 3. I think they've kicked 9 behinds in a row.
Murphy over the top. Plowman's got it to Wright on the wing. Good transfer by Carlton. Hartley in the front spot though. And Lamb was never going to be able to get over the top of him. Hartley plays on quickly. Gives it to Hurley, who's had a magnificent season. To Connor McKenna, this Irishman who can do some remarkable things, and then he can cough the ball up at times. He gave it to Goddard, and Goddard wore one. And it's Billy Smets giving away a 50-metre penalty. I'd love to see what his fantasy points are at the moment, Rob Wars.
Well, Smets has had 1 handball for the game, a couple of missed tackles. I'm not sure that was worth 50 metres, but anyway, it's been paid, and Goddard has been fantastic across that half-back line.
75 metres.
Brendan Bolton doesn't think it's worth 50.
Goddard pokes one in to Danaher out on the lead. This is how he kicked his first goal. Just wheeled and dealed. And this time he's going to miss again.
They've kicked 11 behinds in a row, Pete.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
That is ridiculous. 5-13-43 to 6-4-40. Essendon leads by 3, but it may be under sufferance at the 14-minute mark on the Ray White clock.
They want to start winning the ball around the stoppages. Carlton have been so on top all day. They're +8 at the moment. They're 23 to 15 at the clearances.
Armfield marks the kick in, gives it back to Doherty. He kicks a long ball to the outer wing. Oh, well done, Daisy Thomas.
Brilliant mark.
Against Gleeson, and he plays on straight away.
It
was a great kick as he spots up Lamb, 60 from goal. He's got an opportunity here, Lamb. He stops and goes inboard to Cruiser, who should go back and have a shot at goal. And if he puts this through, Carlton will be in front at the G. Matthew Cruiser directly in front. Punt road end will be kicking from 40 metres out.
Yeah, I tell you what, I had to look up the work rate on the bloke of that size. Matthew Cruiser is just exceptional. He was deep in defence when that passage started, and he ran right up the middle of the ground, and he's marked it 35 metres out directly in front.
Matthew Cruiser to put Carlton in front. Halfway mark of the third quarter.
Oh boy, baby.
It's through, and the Blues are in front. 7-4-46, Essendon 5-13-43 on the Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
Wow.
Well, you're right, Pickers. He is a massive workhorse, this Cruiser. He's been terrific. He's got them going with the clearances. He's won the ruck work against Bellchambers, which in turn has given players like Murphy, gives Petreski-Seaton a chance to get it. At half-time, Cruiser had 5 clearances himself. So his follow-up work is fantastic. McDonald, Tip and Woody has been put into the middle for this bounce, and they've also called in Big Joe to do the ruck work. So John Worsfold's got to make a few changes here because this game's slipping away from Essendon.
Robert Walls in the expert comments chair for Red Energy, 100% Australian gas and electricity retailer. Carlton will win the clearance from the middle again. Gibbs to Casbolt to Petreski-Seaton, who's had a great third quarter. Fisher ran underneath the football. The 2 number 11s doing battle, and Kerridge was quicker than Zaharakis. Zaharakis might have been a bit more crafty. Doherty got himself involved. Now Fisher trying to get the ball away, and it spills off his thigh and goes out of bounds in front of the Great Southern Stand. As Quarter said, Essendon were 5-2 when Cale Hooker kicked the goal at the 20-minute mark. of the first quarter. Now they're 5 goals 13. So they trail by 3. Unopposed Casbold, but it's going to be a free kick, and it'll go to Danaher, who was impeded as he was in the ruck contest.
We've seen Danaher play on after taking a mark near goals, and he obviously has more confidence kicking on the curve, kicking on the run, than going back for a set shot.
Yeah, kicked that brilliant goal in the first quarter, but couldn't thread it that time. And now he won't be kicking a goal here because he's at left half back. So he pops up a high ball. All right, boys, jump for that one. Liam Jones coming in. Well done, Heppel.
Good mark.
Stood at the front of the pack and took the mark. Now the umpire directing the Carlton players out of the protected area. Can they finally get a goal here? Josh Green is back there. Marchbank has looked very shaky today, and Green will get the handball to Watson, who in turn goes to Howlett, and finally they've got a goal. From the 20-minute mark of the first quarter to the 17-minute mark of the third quarter, Ben Howlett gets the goal. That's a Bendix Breaks big moment. That might stop the rot for the Bombers. 6-13-49. Carlton 7-4-46. But Caleb Marchbank today is just having one of those days.
Oh, it was an easy mark. He should have taken that mark deep in defence. Yeah, there's no pressure on him. He'd been protected by Dennis Armfield. Just went straight through his hand. Then the little man Green, Watson, one of his rare touches across to Howlett. Well done. And the Bombrays are back in front. They're not playing certainly not playing convincing footy.
Jobe Watson, 1 kick, 5 handballs.
Halfway through the third quarter.
Does it convince you that he shouldn't go on next year, Wolsey?
I would be surprised if he went on next year. And again, I might be wrong, but I just hear that he's lost the passion for the game a bit.
Well, unless he's playing hurt, which we don't know. They don't tell you that, of course. But
Free kick in the middle to McDonald, Tip and Woody. He dishes off to McKenna, who puts it inside 50. No mark. Ball spills free. It's 50 out from Essendon's goal. Thomas heads for the boundary. That was deliberate. If ever I've seen it, and he got away with it. That one was deliberate, and Green's not happy with the umpire. He's forced to give it to the boundary umpire, who will throw it in. Who's the boundary umpire down there, Pete?
I defer to Wolsey on these matters, Quarters.
That's Philip McCavity.
Thank you.
Got it in one.
So he's going to throw it in 55 metres out from the Bombers' goal. It's Danaher in front. Cruiser got the tap. Petreski-Seaton did some nice work in the clinches today. Ball's kicked to the wing, but it's marked for Essendon by Heppel, right in front of the members. I beg your pardon. By Hurley, Michael Hurley.
All those H's.
Yeah, so Hurley kicks to McDonald, Tip and Woody. Good spoil by Marchbank. It's at half forward for the Bombers. Cruiser heads towards the boundary once again. Marchbank sees it over and will have another throw in. Still at Essendon's half-forward line. They lead 49 to Carlton 46. 19 minutes gone on the Ray White clock.
And around the grounds, Quarters, thanks to Aviator X-Pro from Bayer, 3-quarter time. Giants 13-12-90. Melbourne 7-1-43.
Yeah, it's a belty, isn't it? 25 scored shots to 8.
47 points the margin. Gibbs to Thomas. Marchbank squeezing a little kick. Comes up the line. Gleeson tries to use what body he has to get rid of his opponent.
Oh, well done,
Curnow did very well. Got his hands up in the air. Found Pickett. Needed to get it on quickly. He didn't quite get it on quickly enough. There was enough pressure coming. Hartley does cleverly to McDonald, Tip and Woody. He finds space and goes for a run and then gives the handball away to Howlett. And now Zaharakis through the middle of the ground. He goes by hand to Howlett. They're not out of trouble yet. Handball comes all the way backwards. McKenna has everything in front of him. Chips it over the top to Myers. Myers has a man out wide if he wants to go that way. He's looking for Green. Wiedering runs underneath it. Got a fingertip to it. Forced it towards the line. Hook a little backhander. Keeps it in play. Stewart to Green. Green chipping towards Danaher. Over the top. Heppel nearly the mark. Parrish the follow-up. Heppel on his left foot. He might have the shot. No, he gave it to Green. Green goes on the left foot to the kick-off line. And Thomas is there for Carlton and takes the relieving mark. And they did well, the Blues. They were one heartbeat away from disaster, but they just able to see them off.
Thomas kicks to Murphy, who goes the long route to half-back. Southern stand side, but it ricochets back to Zaharakis for Essendon. He's shorts it to Heppel.
Heppel's been really good
and
this
he marks
quarter.
50 out.
He's been Essendon's most influential player in this term, a term in which they're struggling.
Too far out to score, though. He'll be kicking from about 55 metres. I don't think he's got the distance in him. We'll find out shortly. Dyson Heppel, what are his numbers, Rob?
I'll give them to you in 1 minute.
From 53 metres out. Gee, he's given it a good fist. Well, I made me look stupid, but that's not hard because he's made the distance easily and he kicks a very, very important goal for the Bombers. Struck it beautifully. And Essendon get a bit of breathing space. 7:13.55. Carlton 7:4.46. Margin back out to 9 points. 21 minutes ticked over in the third term on the Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
Dyson Heppel, 19 disposals, going at 84%, which is really good. This quarter in particular played really well for them. He's had 3 clearances, 3 inside 50s, 7 contested possessions, and doing what a captain should do, starting to get his team going again.
Beautiful kick, travelled all of 65 metres.
AFL Nation thanks to Maccas. So 2 goals in a row to the Bombers, where they just couldn't get a goal between late in the first quarter and late in the third. Gibbs trying to win the centre clearance. And we're going to have another stoppage, so we'll get another opportunity to do that just outside the centre circles.
This suits Carlton because they're +9 at the stoppages. We know their work's been good all day.
And Cruiser gets it down the throat of Gibbs, who had one way to go, so the kick had to come out very wide. And now it's going to be a sprint for the football. And a good one-on-one contest, and it comes off the legs of Ambrose, and it'll go out on the full. And Billy Smets is about to kick the football for the first time.
Billy might be having a spell on the twos after today, unfortunately.
High, up and under, not a great kick, and McKenna takes a good mark. Look up and live mark of the day, despite the pressure coming from Jack Silvani at the back. The Irishman flares it wide to Hurley, who in turn finds Bagguley. And he's got it on defensive 50. Hartley's calling for it in the corridor. He's going to go wider than that. That's not a great kick. Fisher turned around, lost sight of the football. Comes to Goddard, who tried to tap it to McDonald, tipping Woody. Fisher to Marchbank. Marchbank goes to Kerridge.
50.
That could have easily been 50. Kerridge wanted to play it on quickly and did to Murphy. Murphy to Silvani. Nicely done, Blues. And has Jack Silvani got the leg to get it there? The man on the mark will stand at about 42, so he's going to have to kick from just inside the 50.
Well, he's the sort of player he's got a lot of talent, hasn't he, young Silvani? I love the way he protected the ball there, so the Essendon defender McKenna couldn't get a hand in there. This will be a huge kick if he can bang this on. Good work from Kerridge to get the ball on quickly too on the wing. 48 metres out. He's made really good contact, but not with the accuracy. He kicked it well, apart from the fact that it was 20 metres to the right.
He kicked like his grandfather used to kick.
Yeah, well, that was in the same spot where Stephen Kernahan had a shot for goal to win a game against Essendon many years ago, and I think kicked out of bounds on the full walls. He hit the behind post and it was a draw.
Yeah, he did. And old Serge, he didn't do drop punts. He used to do mongrel punts.
Oh, Jones flew high, couldn't take the mark. Gee, it was spectacular. You don't get a free kick for that.
He was higher than Joe Cocker, Fortis.
You should duck an old one out there, Rob. You got to get some new material.
Nice way to get winded. Not like that.
So we got a ball up. 65
again.
out from Carlton's goal. Cruiser snaffles it. Centering kick. Oh, Pickett almost took the mark. Front and centre was Petreski-Seaton. Got the handball out to Gibbs. Got back onto the right boot. Handball's back to Petreski-Seaton. Gives the handball out. Here's an opportunity. Handball comes out to Gibbs. Gibbs got it from Boakhorse. Gibbs misses to the left. He ran to 20 metres and he has missed. He's shaved the post, but it was the outside of the post anyway. It's a point to Carlton. Essendon 7:13.55. Carlton 7:5.47. 8 points to diff. 24.5 gone on the Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard in the third quarter.
Because he could have kicked the goal before that if he had a left foot, Bryce Gibbs.
Well, he has got a left foot, though, Quarters, but they're so told so often to straighten up, but sometimes you've just got to take the left foot, take the other way.
Yeah, he just didn't want to take the risk.
No.
Now the ball down in front of us and it spilled over the boundary line with the 2 number 15s, Doherty and Green doing battle. Down for Spitwater. Green comes off. Howlett comes on.
But he is a skillful enough player to have had a go on the left foot there.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be a low percentage shot. He could have had a left foot pretty much straight in front.
Casbolt back on for Carlton as the boundary umpire. I think that was McCrevis that time, was he? Was it?
McCrevis,
Yeah.
yes.
He threw it in, did it nicely, got it to the ruckman. They lay it down at their feet, and so the field umpire can do his thing now. Field umpires Lee Housen, Sam Hay, Simon Meredith today. Bell Chambers rose high but missed the footy. Murphy trying to arch the back and get away from Zach Merritt. Not an easy thing to do when he averages 5.7 tackles, 30.9 disposals and 537 metres gained. Zach Merritt, he's had some sort of year for the Bombers.
Throw in on the members' wing. Bell Chambers to front position, tapped it to Parrish. Murphy for Carlton couldn't trap it. Now Collier with pace gathers and kicks a long ball to Danaher. He's holding Jones, I reckon, but the umpire let it go, so it was a 50-50. Doherty in the back pocket for Carlton. Weighs up the options and chips to the defensive goal scorer, and the mark's taken by Armfield. He's got Kerridge on short, and that's where he goes as Kerridge takes the mark inside defensive 50. Toyota good for footy scoreboard. Essendon 55, Carlton 47. 26 minutes have expired in the third quarter. Kerridge long ball down the line, out of the side. Big fly, Casbolt can't mark. Staying down was Ambrose. Handballs to McKenna, who continues to impress. On the left boot, the Irishman goes to the top of the goal square. Danaher's there, so is Jones. They wrestle, it bounces over the line for a throw in the Bombers forward pocket at the City end of the ground.
Brett Delidio just kicked a goal for the Giants early in the last quarters. 14-12, 96 to 7-1-43.
It's the last time I'll be tipping to Melbourne, I can tell you that.
They are getting a fair old touch-up on the back of that loss to North Melbourne last week. Two very important losses in the scheme of their season. We're going to have another throw in here.
Clearances Carlton's way, 28-18.
They might very well, Melbourne, Wolsey, come to rue that last quarter last week when they had the breeze at their backs and everyone thought they were going to do it, perhaps themselves included. Parrish snapping from around the corner and missing the lot and kicking out of bounds on the full. Let's check the score. Toyota good for footy scoreboard and the Toyota good for footy raffle. A prize pool of $150,000, including Toyota's up for grabs. Essendon 7-13-55, Carlton 7-5-47.
Carlton clear to the half-back line, members side. Front and centre was Parrish, got the handball out to Bell Chambers. Gives it back to Parrish, gives it to Goddard. Nice centering kick by Goddard. Underneath it is Hooker. Good spoil at the death by Weeder, and the Blues are away. Look at the pace of knocking. Silvani's got a whole half of the ground to work with. He takes the mark. He plays on. He has one bounce. Punt road end, two bounces. Punt road end, steadies. Silvani, goal! Scintillating stuff from the Blue Baggers. 2-point ball game. Essendon 55, Carlton 53.
Well, that's what you call slingshot football. And Doherty took that ball out of the defensive 50. He's looked up. He saw Jack Silvani inside the centre square, 40 metres clear of any Essendon player. Have a look at Jack now. He's absolutely shot. He's taken the ball 80 metres from goal, headed towards goal, had two bounces, and from about 35 metres out, punted it through. And I tell you what, Carlton absolutely back in this contest, and Essendon have been known to lose the unlosable game.
Margin is back to 2 points, and we're not far away from three-quarter time. AFL Nation, thanks to Maccas. Another centre clearance. Murphy hits up Charlie Curnow. Murphy went on the fly past. Curnow didn't use him. Curnow goes long instead, and at the back, Matt Wright has kicked. No, he did kick a goal, but it is a free kick. We were all waiting for the whistle to see whether it came, and it was a fair old shove, and it was hands in the back looking at the replay. No doubt the umpire got it right, and Wright was wrong, and so Essendon finish up with the footy, and now the mark is not paid to Hooker, so it finishes up in the hands of Zaharakis to Merritt, to Parrish, to Heppel. Back to Parrish, back to Heppel. Blues have got them surrounded though. Well done. Jones to Lamb. Great pressure from Carlton. There's a man on. It's Curnow. Bagley got there. Did he chop the arms? He did. And Charlie Curnow is going to have a kick for goal to give the Blues the lead in the shadows of three-quarter time.
Well, haven't they lifted the Blues? This has been outstanding the last 5 minutes. That slingshot Coates higher goal of the day. Team goal of the day to Silvani, and now they're going to sniff again.
Gee, Parrish in the centre square had two handballs. He didn't need to handball. Twice he handballed to Heppel, and they were hospital handballs. Just set him up.
Flat-footed, weren't they? He's handballing the teammates that had their back with players all around them.
A couple of behinds for Charlie Curnow today. It's a question of accuracy as he kicks from 40 metres out, and the Blues are in front just before three-quarter time. They hit the lead earlier in this term when Matty Cruiser kicked a goal. They get it back again, and the Bombers have got some problems. Are they finals bound or not? Toyota good for footy scoreboard. Carlton 9-5-59. Essendon 7-13-55.
I love that pressure in the middle of the ground. Wolsey talked about Parrish. Heppel did it as well. Overdid the handball, and look at them swarm Carlton. Looking at this Chemist Warehouse replay, Jed Lamb's kick was a beauty. And, well, it was a free kick every day of the week. Charlie Curnow took front spot. And the Blues have got a real sniff here. And a nice little 4-point buffer just before three-quarter time.
Carlton's got about 9 players in defence. I reckon the coach has said, just shore it up, boys.
Not sure why you would do that. They've got a full head of steam at the moment.
From the bounce, the Bombers work it forward. Here's Plowman. Dodgy old handball. It's a throw. Gone for holding the ball.
Well, I agree with you, Pickers. Like, you know, it's been Carlton's quarter, and the coach has just gone defensive at that centre bounce. I looked into the Carlton forward line. They had 2 players.
2 players. Unbelievable.
Free kick to Essendon. It's going to be taken by Hooker. He's directly in front, 50 metres out at the city end.
Is this a Bendix Breaks big moment going into 3/4 time?
Cale Hooker. Directly in front. Gives it everything he's got. He's missed to the left.
He's got that scissor kick that a high jumper used to have, Pickers.
Goal 3 to Cale Hooker.
He never used to kick like that, did he?
I don't think so.
That's the first time I've ever noticed him kicking with both feet off the ground.
Carlton 59, Essendon 56. 32 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter at the MCG.
Simpson brings it in. Bellchambers goes for the big fly. Comes to the deck and Gleeson is immediately wrapped up by Boakhorst. And the umpire says nothing doing.
Still a minute left in the quarter, Pete.
A goal either way, quarters would be very big here.
Have a look at Silvani and Casbolt going into the defensive 50.
And so there's going to be nobody at home if the Blues get it and take it forward.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
And that's exactly what did happen, because the scrubby kick comes out from Thomas and it's marked by Hurley. In the last minute of the 3rd term, Hurley kicks to the 50. Danaher got to the front spot. Boakhorst front and square. Bangs it out. Might be coming back in again. Take 2. Hurley dropped the mark though. Smets goes jumping over the top of him and gave away another free kick for a high one. He's had a dirty old day, Billy Smets, today. Can't do anything right. Hurley out wide to Hartley. And the clock is ticking into the last 10 seconds or so. So only the Bombers can score from here if they can take a mark. And Liam Jones just elevates and takes the mark, which will end the scoring in the 3rd quarter. And it will end it with the Blues in front. A 5-goal term from Carlton. And the Bombers in the race for the finals. But it might be a tenuous hold that they've got on it. Essendon 7-14-56, Carlton 9-5-59, and we'll be back for the final quarter action on the other side of the break. This is AFL Nation around Australia, thanks to Macca's.